Atlantic High School. Hi, this is John Marshall. I'll be judging today's honor guard competition. Whenever you're ready, go ahead. First up, we have Casket watch. So this is the initial posting of the colors, or posting of the guard. I understand the slower walk. But in a ceremonial environment, you want to make sure that the audience is not you're not prolonging the agony, so to speak, of watching you come in. All right, so we have some variation of technique coming in where the watch commander is swinging her arms, but the other two, the watch guards, didn't swing their arms. The young lady closest here to me didn't have, when she came to attention, she didn't have her hands in the same place as the other two. So now we have a guard change. Don't wait for me, go ahead. All right, I don't know why the pause, but let's also look at the position of attention here. So there's again, there's a little bit of variation of technique. We have heels together, but feet are at different angles. And you're pretty much taking half steps, so that, along with the slow tempo, is creating a more of a prolonged event. And not that you want to come in and rush through everything. Nice slow salute. Tiny bit of a timing issue there. So watch the hands here. I really appreciate that the guards are not saluting each other. So most of the team so far has been looking down, either with their eyes or with their heads. And what we have here is, now notice how the cadet who is closest to me, she has her head looking down, and then look at the cadet farthest away from me, her eyes are more down than her head is. So again, variation of technique there. All right, then this last portion is going to be the retrieving the last two guards. That would be simulating the end of the service. And then the pallbearers would enter, dress the flag if needed, and then take the casket out. Nicely done. Very nicely done. So now, another thing that I wanted to bring up was heads down. I know that heads down for casket watch tends to be a first responder technique, but I really caution against that, because when you bring your head down as a watch guard, you stand there with your head down, especially if you have a campaign hat on, or any kind of hat really with a bill. But even if you don't, just the beret, you're cutting off communication, or possible communication, with the watch commander. You know, maybe they need to signal from the back of the chapel. Well done. That was really good. Well done. So while you get set up for colors now, and then we'll have flag fold in a minute, I just wanted to emphasize the head down movement is cutting off possible communication. So if the watch commander is at the back of the chapel and needs to signal that I'm coming out to pick you two up because something has drastically changed and it's not what we had anticipated, then you don't have the ability to communicate at all. So I'm just going to go move the color guard now. Okay, Atlantic, we're getting set up to present the colors. So immediately what I see as you get your positions is that not everybody has their feet together, and you're not walking with confidence, not marching with confidence. You're at mixed positions. So while now the American flag is well, it's higher, but it's not same height. So need to have that American flag at least at same height. That's the standard. So mixed positions. Your guards are coming in at port, and your color bearers are coming in at carry, and everybody should be at the carry position. Carry for guards is whatever standard you choose of the either the outside shoulder or both right shoulder. So looks like left rifle guard is calling the commands, and I don't know why. American flag bearer is the one who is supposed to call commands. American flag bearer is the commander of the color guard. So also when you do call commands, it's supposed to be nice and loud and projected, enunciated well, and supposed to let everybody in the vicinity know what's going on. So the fact that the rear guard is calling cadence means that you need more practice. You really shouldn't call cadence for a colors performance. About face is not authorized for color bearers, actually for a color guard, and slamming the staff into the stand is also not appropriate. Your pacing as you're marching around is very, very slow, and what you don't want for a color guard is to prolong the event. Yep, sure, we want to make it as ceremonial and as honorable as possible, but at the same time, we don't want to drag everything out. So marching in and marching out at 90 beats per minute is going to be a good rule of thumb for you. And then let's go back over here to the flags. All right, so as first responders, there isn't any published standard, except, well, if you want to count my honor guard manual. So what we have to do then is go to the military, because the military has the standards that we require for color guard. So the staffs and finials are incorrect. The spread eagle is only for the president, and I call that the spike. It's a World War, not World War, but a Civil War spike on top of the Florida flag. Is not an authorized finial for the U.S. military. And what we have here, oh, I see, it does have a pole hem, but you're not using the pole hem. Oh, okay. So you have a flag that has a pole hem, but you're not using the pole hem. That's interesting. I'll have to ask why. Okay, so color guard is back over, ready to retrieve. All right, so we're going to now retrieve the colors. And I know that most likely you picked up on the fact that the flags weren't saluted when they were planted into the stands. And if you want to do that, that's okay. But when you presented the flags to the audience, that's the recognition that the flags receive, and that's the salute that is rendered. So it's not necessary, although it's an added not, and I won't say bonus, but it's an added honor if you want to do that. So make sure that you're looking straight ahead and that your mouth is closed when you're marching. And so from here, for posting, if you wanted to post this close, which is fine, having the whole team up there, please don't put your foot on the stand, though. You need to take a step forward, a complete step forward, since you're far enough away. And then, so what you could have done is not face the audience, but faced this way in column formation, gone up to the stands, you right face, place the flags in the stands, and then you depart. All right. So a couple of technique issues there. Definitely not a terrible job at all, but what I would encourage is that the team practice considerably, and also put the commander in the American flag position. Practice with a metronome as well. You can download a metronome app onto your phone, and then have it set at 90 beats per minute at a tempo of 4/4, and then just constantly practice with that. Every time you practice, you have that metronome going, and you're good to go. And eventually, the team will then get that beat instilled in their mind, and it'll be relatively easy for them. All right. Well, thank you very much for the colors portion. That was good. Oh, also, sorry, one more thing. The manual of the rifle, the manual of the flagstaff. You really need to learn that. And I also suggest getting colors harnesses. You went to the carry position, which was great. But since you don't have harnesses, both of the female cadets didn't know where to place the flag. So the Florida then ended up being taller, or at least carried higher, I should say. Not necessarily taller, but carried higher. So we'll get into the flag fold section next. And well done so far. Okay, so this is the flagfold portion. So what we're going to symbolize here is that this is an urn of the deceased, and the flag is folded and on the table. So the salute's not necessary. A salute is usually required. Well, I won't say required, but a salute is normally given when giving the flag away. Not any other time. So it's a nice unfold. I have to say, that's nice. It's well controlled. I appreciate that very much. And you're trying to maintain the tension on the flag. So that's good. You're doing a fine job there. So usually on the unfold, that what you just did isn't accomplished, and neither is the dip or the tilt. That's not part of the flag fold or unfold sequence. So the flag is unfolded from the two horizontal folds just once, so that the all right, that's backwards. What you've just started. The left hand starts first always. So open end to open end. So try and maintain that. You're doing well. Try and maintain the tension, but also as you step forward, you don't want to have absolutely no space in between your body and the flag. So you want to maintain approximately 6 inches for both of you. 6 to 8. But see, folder, you're actually moving up so close so as to oh, I wonder what you're going to do with this situation. So the red tip is not in the blue field. So we'll see what happens. So there's a couple of things that you're doing is a little bit too much hands, and I know that doesn't really mean anything to you, but folder, as you fold, you're not supposed to keep putting your hands all over the place. Definitely don't shake the flag like that. I understand why you do it. But you definitely don't want to shake it like that. But putting your hands in different positions to crease or squeeze or anything like that, you don't want to do that. So I'm going to move in and be next of kin here. And have the flag presented to me. Okay. So when you receive the flag, it's left over right.
On behalf of Atlantic High's Criminal Justice Academy, we thank thee for their service and offer this flag as a appreciation for your loved one's services.
Thank you.
Condolences.
and you'll march off. That's awesome. Okay, so let's have a look at the flag here. No red, and I'm impressed there. No red there. However, we have a white stripe and a little bit of red showing. So I'll show you how to take care of that in just a minute. But honestly, that was a very good fold and a wonderful part of the competition. The team did very, very well.